Unleashed podcast, where we believe that life is better when it is lived from purpose. My name is Molly Brunk, and I am joined by lead pastor of Be Hope Church, Brad Thompson. And we are not in a new series today. We're just producing episodes right now. We're just doing a thing. What thing are we doing today, Brad?
It's not an official series, but kind of over the next 2 weeks, I want to talk about goals and values, but probably not the way we typically think about goals and values. Let me say it this way. This is 30,000 foot level stuff.
Okay, so we're not setting goals.
We're not teaching you how to set goals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm teaching you how to get to the place where you can set goals.
Got it.
So
particularly me, right? Because I don't have any goals.
Do you have any personal goals in life?
No, I don't. So we'll get into that. It's fine.
Okay, so today I want to talk about, here's the title of today's episode is Don't Sweat the New Start.
Don't sweat the new start.
Don't sweat the new start.
You got such clever titles.
Oh, thanks.
Such a pastor.
You wrote it.
You wrote that.
Oh, I did.
No.
So I'm going to start with a question.
Okay.
Because I need to know if you're a rule follower or you're a rule breaker, aka contrarian.
I'm 100% a rule follower, and I wish I wasn't. I feel like life would be more fun for me if I wasn't.
I was going to say, does rule following make you boring?
I feel like it does, and I feel like when people call me boring, it's like the worst thing that you can call me. But I deep within me, I just feel this need to hold up the rules, and I don't know, I'm sure it's some childhood trauma, but we don't get into that on this podcast.
You're the person that stops at every stop sign.
Well, actually, one time I did get pulled over because I didn't come to a complete stop at a stop sign, and I learned my lesson. That was the worst moment of my life.
What was the lesson?
That I got a ticket.
Did you get a ticket?
Yes.
Not even a warning?
No, it was bad. It was annoying, and I hate getting in trouble. I think I follow rules because I hate getting in trouble. If I didn't get in trouble, I wouldn't follow rules.
Okay.
But I hate that, reprimanding.
Man, okay.
Of life. We're learning, yeah. But what are you?
Oh, I think rules are necessary, but only when I'm giving them.
Yeah, because you give me a lot of rules, but you don't like to follow rules.
No, I think stop signs are suggestions. Yeah. There's nothing better than a rolling stop.
There's no argument to be made. There's 1,000 arguments to be made, but we don't have the time for that.
Exactly. That's my point. You get to a stop sign. It's like, who's got time for this? Especially when there's nobody else there. Let's keep going.
Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going.
And I think where I'm trying to go with this is don't sweat the new start is about feeling the pressure of setting goals in the new year. Isn't it funny? It's March.
Mm-hmm.
This will come out in April.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about setting goals when every other podcaster has talked about setting goals.
They're back in November, December. Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah. December, January.
I'm proactive.
So this is my not stopping at the stop sign moment.
All right.
We're talking about goals in April.
I like it.
Don't sweat the new start.
It's the realistic perspective that no one likes to talk about because it's not shiny, but that's all right. But we're talking about don't sweat the new start. And I feel like we have a really good fumble moment to exemplify why this is important to you.
Yeah, this is a personal experience this last year. Sometimes there are parts of our year that is just crazy.
Mm.
We go from best weekend ever here at Be Hope Church to planning for Christmas Eve. Then we have Christmas Eve. Then we're coming into the new year. We're talking about vision, where we're headed as a church. Family comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Coming right out of that, we had a consulting company.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you say it? That's how
sure.
Yeah, the Unstuck group came in. Fantastic people.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, this is a promotion for their podcast called The Unstuck Group. If you care really about church stuff, go there, listen to that.
It's a real niche audience.
And Tony Morgan. Yeah, nobody's going to I don't care about any of that stuff. But they came in and we were setting goals, getting a vision for our church where we're headed in the next 5 years. And what I found was it's mid-January and I have no goals. I have no goals. And I got to be honest with you, I love goals.
Mm-hmm.
I was absolutely frustrated with myself that I didn't have goals. Because here's my belief, you can't do what you don't define. This is really important,
mm-hmm.
especially when you don't have personal goals and they're not written down.
I'll write this one down.
No shame.
Yeah, I'll write it down. You can't do what you don't define.
That's right.
I got it locked in the memory.
Define. But here's the thing. How do you define what you don't know what to do? Let me rephrase that. Like coming into the new year, I had no time to think about where do I want to go in this next season?
Yeah.
So how do I begin to define what I don't even know what I want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And so that was my struggle. And I was feeling the tension of, I got to get some goals down. Like it's January. I got to, like, after eating all this food, at least you could have a goal of losing some weight. Like that would be a good start. Talking about me, not you.
I know. I was like, you got to clarify that. I was like, people are going to come for you.
Yeah, right. So, but it didn't even have that. And so I was telling the staff, like, this is where I am personally. And I came to the realization, like, I knew that I was going to set goals at some point soon. And I'm just like, I got to stop sweating this new start.
That's good.
Like, not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've actually found, little secret, I've actually found in my life, some of my most productive years have not been when I've set goals at January 1, but when I've set really great goals at June 1. Like, I've done more in 6 months than I have an entire year. Because I had really good clarity about what I wanted.
Does that mean 2024 is going to be amazing? You got like 3 months in, now you're setting some goals. So
yeah, something like that.
It's going to be great.
So
it's going to be great. So how do you, or what's the point? Like, why is this important?
Yeah, let me just say this. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have goals. Like they shouldn't be on the back burner for the rest of the year, or that you shouldn't think about goals at all. That's not my point. Like you should feel some sort of like tension within you. Like I got to get some stuff down. But I think the tendency is when we start setting goals and we're not ready for them, we make huge mistakes. Like I think goals are important because like, here's just a few, like if you don't know, you're 43% more likely to accomplish them, even though 43% is a failing grade.
By writing them down, you're 43% more likely? Oh, okay.
Yep. If you can define them, you can do it.
Great.
Do it. But here's just a few. If you don't know this, I'm sure you do, but increase productivity, provide motivation, extend clarity and focus. They create accountability. They prioritize your time. And here's my important one. This is mine. Like they shape your identity. Like goals for me are not about what am I going to accomplish? What am I going to do? But it's about who am I becoming in the next year?
Yeah.
And that's important to me.
That's good.
So here's what happens is like, hear me say this. Goals are important, but there are some big butts to goals. B-U-T-S, big butts to goals.
You didn't even let that like settle for a second before you're like, B-U-T-S.
I just had to get it. And here's what's at stake is goal setting is right, but not in the wrong season.
Yeah.
This is so important. Goal setting is right, but not in the wrong season.
Because coming out of Christmas, bad season. Because you're just tired. You're just like, just trying to keep your head above water.
Tired. Like it's a fun season.
Yeah.
Like, I love the fall going into the new year. So much fun. We have staff advance. We have Christmas. We have best weekend ever. Like we're thinking about Super Bowl stuff. Like so much fun is happening. Not to mention all the baptisms.
It's true.
But
in the midst
you're
of
right.
all of it.
I'm exhausted. I'm tired. And what I have found is that you need to set goals when you're inspired or frustrated, but not when you're exhausted. Like I've found in my life, some of my greatest goals have come out of frustration because I'm trying to solve a problem, but they've also come out of inspiration because of who I want to be in this next year. I have never written a great goal when I'm mentally exhausted. Yeah. And I think there's this time where we just feel like we have to get something down. We have to get stuff on paper. But you will not write something that's inspiring or motivating when you're exhausted. Which really leads us to the next part of this, right? The second part of this is goal setting is important, but not when arbitrary becomes a substitute for what is specific.
I need you to explain it in layman's terms.
I'll say it this way.
Okay.
I would rather you have no goal than write a goal that you're not inspired by.
So I'm better than some of it. You know, I have no goal and I don't have goals that I'm not inspired by. So isn't that a positive?
Oh,
The sigh, just a disappointed sigh.
I love that you are living a substandard life. I'm just messing. You know what? I love you, Molly. I think you're fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
I think what the tendency is, here's what I mean by this, is what we do when we're exhausted, or what we do when we don't know what to do with a goal for the next year, is we just grab somebody else's goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't have social, but I love YouTube.
Yeah.
Like last night, going to bed, I'm tired, exhausted. I'm watching YouTube people that I love when it comes to fitness stuff.
Do you watch full videos or like reels?
Full 45-minute videos.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I don't have time for reels.
When you have more time for reels, they're like 30 seconds.
I watch these reels with my kids, and it gets done in 30 seconds. I'm like, wait, where's the rest of the story?
I gotta see it.
My kids are always like, that's it, Dad.
They're ready for the next one.
But for me, I'm like, I watch, you can watch influencers, you can watch people. And what I find is it's easier for me to grab somebody else's goal instead of it being my goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so many times is I'm not called to become somebody else. I'm called to become the person that God's called me to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of just randomly grabbing an arbitrary goal, you need to be at a place where you can create a goal that is specific to where you want to go and who you want to be.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think because we have that pressure where everyone's setting goals, it's easy to see what goal everyone is setting and just to say, well, if they're doing it, it's probably a good goal, and not make it personal to you. So.
Yeah. And so just to recap that section, like, don't sweat the new start. Like, setting goals is the right thing, but not in the wrong season.
Yeah.
Setting goals is the right thing, but not when it's arbitrary.
Yeah.
So
what can we do?
Yeah, I want to think about this from a 30,000 foot level for just a second, right? I'm not trying to tell you how to make goals or create them. That's probably a whole nother session. But I want to get you to the place where you can begin to make goals. So I have 3 things I want to talk through real quick. Number 1 is give it time. Number 2 is give it attention. Mm-hmm. And number 3 is give it the tools.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yep, I'm ready.
So let's go for the first one. Give it time. Here's what I mean is I knew at the end of January I had time coming where I could give specific attention and time to setting goals. Mm. So like for me, that was, I wouldn't say it was a vacation, but it was a week where I was away for some conference stuff. Mm-hmm. Some people call it another thing, like a cruise. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, but we had meetings on it.
We had lots of meetings at that. Mm. But you know what? I knew coming into it that I wanted to set goals. So I got up early before all of our meetings, and I went out, and I was able to just give time to, what do I want to do in this next year? Who do I want to become? Mm-hmm. And so for some of you, like, you may not have a week to get away, but you do have to give it time. And so I would say, put it on the calendar, write it down. If you don't define it, you won't what?
Do it.
That's right. So put it on the calendar. Hey, I'm going to go to this coffee shop. Do you like coffee? Mm-hmm. Where's your favorite coffee shop?
Coffee Hub.
You love Coffee Hub? Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
It's cheaper than...
go to Coffee Hub. Although you would never get anything done there.
Because so many people are there.
Because you know everybody.
I know.
Go to your favorite place. Get out in nature. Go to a retreat center. Get to a cabin.
Yeah.
Just get away out of the every ordinary normal day routine and give your thought about where you want to go in this next year time.
Yeah, that's good. I think like it's sometimes painful for me to do that because I don't like to be alone. But I think that's really where you gain clarity. So it's necessary, a necessary evil in my life.
Second one we're going to on is give it attention. Give it attention. And I believe that you have to assess your past in order to get to your future. I am guilty. I love new things. Mm-hmm. I love change. In my men's group today, they were like, dude, when did you decide to shave your beard? Like, I'll go from a beard to a baby face. Mm-hmm. I'll switch back and forth like every week. You know this.
It's not that deep.
I had a mustache on Monday.
I know people get really vested in your facial hair. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's not that deep.
They had a poll on it, apparently.
Yeah, of whether or not you should keep it or not, but it's strange.
Apparently it lost.
It did, and you shaved it off, so.
But I am off to the new thing always. Like I am, what's the next big thing? What's the next big goal? And what I don't often do is go back and say, what did I do in this last year? And so there's part of me, it's like, in order to figure out where I want to go, I have to think about where I've been. So let me give you an example. This year, one of my main goals, the theme for me this year is just to be famous to my family. And that came out of looking back at the last year and a half and saying, I've given everything I have to Be Hope Church. Like it has been my focus, like everything that I have. And so coming out of this year, I'm looking at like, I'm still going to give this church everything I have. But at the same time, my family needs some of my attention. And so that allowed me, hey, I've been doing this. I've been going fast. We've been hitting it hard. We've been giving direction, setting vision. My family needs my attention now. And so that came out of assessing where I've been. So give it attention. You have to assess it. And so some of my markers for assessing are this. I want it to be a God goal, not my goal. So I know some of you may not have faith. You may not believe in God. That's perfectly fine. You do whatever you need to do to get to your goals. But for me, goals for me are not about outcomes. It's about identity. I'll get to that in a second. But I just told my prayer team, I'm not just going to pick a goal because I want it. I want it to be a goal that God has for my life. And so part of my assessing is this a Brad goal or is this a God goal? And I think that's really important. I think the other thing too is like, let me ask you, how do you evaluate in your life how you're doing?
Like just how I'm doing in life. Like,
do you ever evaluate like, oh, this is going well? I'm sure you do it with teams, right? Hey, that youth night was awesome. Like we had a guest speaker throw out candy bars to all the kids and nobody could rein them in.
I don't know if I don't have any, obviously I don't have a formal way of doing it, but I think I have like pulse points. Like I think I have checkpoints and to see like, but it's usually when something's wrong. Like it's usually I don't really do it until I'm like, I feel off or it's like, this is not working or there's a stressor in life. And so I think it's not usually until something's wrong that I'm evaluating it.
And I think that's like, you just said it right there. Like a lot of times we don't give things attention until there's a problem. And part of I think getting to a desired future is getting ahead of the tension, getting ahead of the problem. And part of that is evaluating, like we do this on occasion with our teams. We do this as an executive team. We do it as a whole team quarterly. Sometimes we'll do start, stop, keep. We'll do what is it? Right, wrong, missing, confusing. Like this actually has to be applied to your life. So I know in this last year, it's like, what do I need to start? What do I need to stop? What do I need to keep doing? And that is helpful when it comes to assessing and giving attention to your goals.
That's good. Yeah. No, that's good. If I had goals, maybe I would do that. Maybe by the end of this, I'll create a goal and I'll write it down.
I tell you what we should do is we should have everybody who is listening to this put in the comment section what your goals should be for this year since you don't want to define them.
If they want, that would be great, actually. If they want to do that, that would be awesome. So
that'd be great. But
it wouldn't be personal.
It wouldn't be personal. So
see, this is all about getting people to write a goal. You're working on me so then eventually I'll write a goal.
Let's get to the last one. This is what I say. So it's give it time, give it attention, give it the tools. Give it the tools. And yes, there are actual tools. Like I use the Full Focus Planner as a way to help guide some of my goal setting time. These are tools that I think often we haven't thought about. And so my first one is identity over outcome. A lot of time we're creating goals that are based upon behavior modification and not necessarily desired outcomes for our lives. And so I actually believe goals should be about our identity and not just something we do. And so when you're looking at a goal, it's like, oh, is this just something I want to do just because I want to do it? Or is this actually taking me somewhere? Am I becoming the person that I believe God has called me to be or that I want to be?
Yeah. No, that's really good.
The other thing is, we said this before, define it before you do it.
Mhm.
So have a tool that helps you with this.
Mhm.
There are plenty of goal generators and tools that you can use. I use the Full Focus Planner. I will always use it.
Your FFP.
I tried 1 quarter without it and it didn't go well. I'm like you. I didn't create any goals.
Maybe I just need this FFP and I'll change my life. So
yeah. There's also the whole SMART goals or smarter goals. You can look that up online. We'll put that in the chat below. I don't have time
Google
to get
it.
through that. Here's the one that I think is most important when it comes to giving it the tools. This is the thing we don't think about. But once you've defined your goal, like I love the idea of counting this as a tool. Is you count the win when it happens.
Mm.
You count the win when it happens. So if I could, because I love food, you know this about me.
I do, yeah.
The other night I did not win. I know this is a negative. It's going to be positive for me.
Okay.
So long day. I absolutely demolished like half the candy that sits in my bowl on the desk
Mm-hmm.
that I had just told somebody I never eat.
And then you ate all of
It's
it.
fantastic.
That's
I love
good.
Reese's Cups. It was so good. Right. Not a good moment. But there was also a moment where like my goal this year, I want to be healthy. I am a healthy person. That's what I say. I am healthy. And was that a moment of winning? No. But this morning, first thing, got up, superfruit smoothie, man. Blueberries, spinach, a little bit of protein powder, little turmeric pepper. I'm giving you my ingredients right now.
The secret ingredients.
Hemp seeds. By the way, those are legal. I don't mean those.
I was just waiting for the joke. I knew the second it came out of your mouth.
Yeah, like people are getting the wrong idea here. Those are healthy fats, by the way. Good stuff.
I was not
the
concerned.
stuff you get high on.
Yeah. Hemp seeds usually aren't. So
but this morning, like a lot of times we think, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds. Like that's like a behavior that we want. It's like that's not really. It's not the goal. The goal is to be a healthy person. And so I have to count every win that I have. Like it's a daily decision to win. Like every time I win, I know that I'm becoming that person.
Mm-hmm.
So today I'm healthy. Why? Because I drank a superfood smoothie.
You said by tonight.
By
if
tonight.
you don't eat any Reese Cups, that'll be a win.
It's true.
Maybe one.
No, I have to skip it.
Okay, because you can't limit yourself.
I have to skip it.
All right, you want to close this out on some final thoughts?
Yeah, final thoughts. I know we're over time, but I would just say, man, if you haven't set goals for this year, don't sweat the new start.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a new start anymore.
That's true.
It's not a new start
Spring
anyway.
start.
But give yourself space, right? You don't want to set goals in the wrong season. You don't want arbitrary goals. You want specific goals. And so give it time, give it attention, give it the tools.
That's good. Also, you said we're over time, but no one knows how long this is supposed to be. So we never disclose any number. So we could go for 40 minutes if we wanted to.
We could.
Just saying. I think we should. Just kidding. We have hope or nopes to cover. And so this is the part of the podcast where we talk about things that we have hope for and things that are just an absolute nope. And we get Pastor Brad's opinion on these things.
Can I just insert? My wife was really upset that we didn't do hope or nopes last episode.
Because it was like a bonus episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, I'm glad that she pays attention she listens all the way through. Hopefully she gives us 5 stars.
She said
too.
that's the only part she likes.
She skips through the end. She's like,
the rest
all
of
this boring stuff.
Yep.
She's like, yeah. All right, well, let's hear this. Hope or nope, March Madness.
Love
and
it.
also April
Hope.
Madness.
April Madness, March Madness. One of a good friends gave me tickets to the first Final Four. I don't even know what that means.
That's amazing.
But I know I'm going to UD
They're
next
Perks.
Wednesday to watch the first Final Four.
Pastor Perks right there. I'm like, that is amazing. I love that. Okay, well.
Is a perk that I have a leadership team meeting this evening? Is that a perk?
Well, you could look at life more positively that you have a leadership team that you get to talk to. So just saying, let's go on to the next one. Hope or nope, egg hunt.
Hope if there's helicopters involved.
Okay.
Can we just, this was not under my tutelage. Tutelage. But apparently there was a massacre that took place a few years ago.
We had this great idea. We, as in not me, but our church, and we take our fails as a team, that we were going to drop eggs from a helicopter. And then the kids were going to gather those eggs. And it just did not turn out the way we wanted it to. The eggs kind of fell at a velocity that ended up it was just like painful pellets coming from the sky.
Kids started when they weren't supposed to because somebody said go.
Yeah, it was a lot of tears and no candy for all kids. Like, it was just bad. Parents were mad.
I heard. Well, should we go in depth there? Because
No,
okay, cool.
no, it's in the past. We'll leave it in the past. Brad was not.
Some of our staff still traumatically scarred by some of the things said.
If you just say the word helicopter, their eye starts to twitch and stuff. But it's okay.
I'm ready to bring it back. So hope if there's a helicopter.
And nope if there's not. Okay,
Yep.
last one is spring break vacations. Are you hope for those? Nope for those?
Does
our
this
attendance
is attention
drop?
for me because spring break is during Easter week this year.
Oh. So that's a nope for you?
That's a nope for me.
Why wouldn't you take the week off
I'm going to speak
afterwards?
specifically to all of our schools.
Mm.
Please schedule spring break 2 weeks before Easter weekend.
Wouldn't you want it after Easter weekend?
Schedule it after Easter weekend.
Talk to me and I'll tell you the most ideal time in Brad's schedule for it. And then we can schedule spring
Make
break.
Easter weekend the focal point with your family. Be here and then
It's because
go
they're
on
trying to
spring break.
skimp out on how many days off you can have because they don't want to give you like a long weekend and then also another week. So they're wheeling and dealing you.
Hey, grateful for all our educators.
Way to save that moment. But hey, we are so grateful that you took time out of your day to listen to this podcast. Make sure that you subscribe and share it with everyone in your sphere of influence. And we will see you back here during the next episode. Thanks so much.